So 2 years ago, I did my first video on the winter solstice. And in that video, if I'm remembering correctly, and I think I was telling people to stay inside and to go inwards. And then we ended up having 2 weeks to flatten the curve. And so we all were really stuck at home, kind of doing nothing but inner work or, Pilates on our yoga mat, right? Or not Pilates, or just a lot of Netflix. So I'm not saying I'm responsible. I don't think I'm responsible, but I was wearing face masks in 2018 as a fashion statement. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor Alexandra. Welcome to the B community. On this channel, we talk about spirituality, self-development, the law of attraction, and so much more. You see how I flipped those up on you a little bit? It's because we're in a new timeline, my love. Keep up. Keep up. So a lot of you wanted me to make a video on the solstice, winter solstice, and this year, because I want to honor my Southern Hemisphere babies, we're going to talk a little bit about the summer solstice for you guys towards the end of the video as well. Hey my loves, future Leeor here. I had already recorded this video and I realized that I forgot to remind you that the Love Mastery bundle is still on sale for a couple more days. So if you've been wanting to try out my courses, you can get 3 of my top transformational courses. That's the Love Mastery program, attracting love in all areas of your life. Light work, which is my signature shadow work ceremony, and breathe, which is my breath work, which has changed the lives of thousands of people. If you want to get all of those, they are on sale right now in one bundle for 1/4 of the price of what they would cost all separately. You have 28 days, money back guaranteed. Try it out. If you don't like it, we refund you immediately, no questions asked. But I know that you're gonna love it, and there's hours of content in there, so you're gonna really enjoy it. So that link will be in the description below. I'm recording this on Instagram, but it's going for YouTube, so I'm very confused. So it's important to recognize what the energy of the winter solstice is bringing us, and of course the summer solstice as well. So the winter solstice is the yin energy, right? That's the feminine energy. It's the energy that calls us to go inwards, as I was saying in that silly teaser that I hope nobody gets mad at me about because I can't seem to say anything or make any jokes these days. But it's that energy that wants you to explore what's inside of you. So to leave the physical world aside for a little bit and to see what exists on the immaterial, in the unphysical, invisible realms. So as far as I'm concerned, the winter solstice, especially around which is December 21st. So right when that gateway is open for us, and it's open right now by the time this video is up, and on towards around the 25th, 26th, and of course for the new year, this is a really good time for manifesting. This is a really good time for planning. It's a time to slow down, to stay home, and to plan. So that doesn't necessarily mean don't leave your house, but it does mean kind of like put the going out on the back burner for a little bit and come inside of yourself, okay? So I'm just gonna get right into it today. I just have a bunch of notes that it's 2:22 when I'm recording this. But I have a bunch of notes, just things that I had on my mind that I wanted to make sure that you had in your arsenal, in your toolkit to work with the seasons, because I still think it's working with the solstices and the equinoxes and the different seasons is just as important as I did 2 years ago when I started doing videos like that. I think it's so important to honor the seasons, to honor nature. I love how the Japanese seem to do it. In fact, most of Eastern cultures do seem to do that. We celebrate certain natural cycles, right? And I think that's so beautiful. Like for example, in Japan, there's 2 weeks out of the year where they have sakura blossom viewing. So the cherry blossom trees bloom and all their events are really centered around viewing the cherry blossoms. And that's just this beautiful way of honoring nature and honoring the seasons and kind of putting it out there like, I know that I am nature. I know that this is where I come from. This is where I will return. And so I will live in harmony with it. And there is no more important time to do that than in the winter month when it becomes winter, which is December 21st. That is when the night is the longest, and then after that we have more and more light, increasingly more light. And the summer solstice, which of course in the northern hemisphere is around June 20th, June 21st, and then that's flipped for the southern hemisphere. So wherever you are in the world, it's going to be flipped for you, or the same as where I am. So this yin energy, this winter energy, there's certain things that we can do to honor this time and to take advantage of it. So like I was saying, it's time for inner work, for exploring what's on the inside of you. During this time, we are much more connected to our psychic abilities and our intuition. We're more connected to all of our psychic abilities, right? So there's like clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance. There's all these different things. You might be more in tune with your healing abilities. You might receive more downloads, especially on the solstice, on the 21st, because we're so popped open that during that day, and we have this heightened access to our angels and our guides, and we always have access to God, but it's nice to take advantage of these places, these times in the year where the veil is the thinnest, and we can connect in that way, in a very powerful way. So while the sun might be the weakest during this time, spiritual power is the strongest. So our spiritual power is really, really intense and potent during this time. Take advantage of that by manifesting, by listening to your intuition, and reconnecting with your higher self in a very powerful way. And to reconnect with your higher self, you simply have to set that intention and to bring in that light, like sit in meditation and intend for your higher self to come meet your lower self in the middle as you become less dense and embodying more of the characteristics of this highest aspect of you that is connected to the divine. It's a very beautiful thing to do. And we could do this at all times, of course, but the winter solstice is a really powerful time to do that because it's this yin energy of harnessing spiritual power. So during this time, listen to the messages and the synchronicities that are coming up for you. You are getting messages from your guides, from your family of light, from your team, from above, from everywhere. All these omens and synchronicities are going to be coming for you, and it's a waste to not be paying attention to them. So how do we not pay attention to signs? We are constantly scrolling on our phone. We are in our screens on our computers. We're watching Netflix, and we're looking down rather than looking up all around us. And of course, you're always going to get signs no matter what. You can get them from Instagram for sure, but they are so potent when they come from a natural space. When you go and you're out at the grocery store and you hear somebody saying something that triggers something inside of you, things like that, or connecting with your loved ones. So the winter solstice and the winter time is such a powerful time for connecting in person, face to face with loved ones, getting people together. That's why it's so beautiful that the holidays are usually around this time. New Year's is usually around this time. And while New Year's being January 1st doesn't really make sense to me logistically, it's really nice to use the winter solstice time to kind of connect and reconnect with the people who really matter to you. This is also a really powerful time for transformation. We are going into our cocoon. We're going into our shell. We're going into that cocoon, and we're coming out new versions of ourselves. In spring, we will bloom. We're planting all these beautiful seeds. We're thinking more positively so that we can reap our harvest. We reap the harvest in the fall, but we already see the blooming, the flowers in the spring, right? So this is also a more emotional and inward and sensitive time. So feeling more sensitive and feeling more in tune with your emotions is very natural. It's a good time to rest, to take a little break from everything, to not take so much on your plate. I realized earlier today that I'm doing a lot at once, and I'm even trying to do more. Like I'm trying to take on my first coaching clients, trying to make room for that, make space for that. And I realized that, yeah, I might have this little fire burning under me right now, but that's not really the time right now. The time right now is to withdraw and prepare, right? So other than withdrawing and preparing, you also want to reflect on the winter solstice, especially and leading up to the new year. That's why I'm about to do with a ceremony with a group of you guys right now. In a few hours, I'm getting ready to hop on Zoom and work with you guys on doing this. It's a time for reflection. Reflect on what happened in the past 6 months, the past season, and then the past year. How was 2021 for you? What worked for you during this time and what didn't work for you? What was the high point of your year? What was the best memory you've had? And what was the lowest or the most challenging thing that you went through? And what did you learn from both of these experiences? Really reflecting during this time is very powerful. If you want to do a ritual for yourself, that's what I encourage doing, journaling and reflecting and going inwards, maybe doing some shadow work. This is a good time for plant medicine. It really is, for transformation, for shadow work. If you got my Life Mastery program, please use this time to go deep with breath work, with my Breathe program, and with light work. If you have your own shadow work practice, do this right now. It's such a powerful time for that. And listen to your intuition. I'm going to hammer that into you. Your intuition is loud. Whoa, beautiful crow. Your intuition is loud right now. Listen to it. And maybe that crow was a symbol for one of you guys there, because they usually don't fly this way. They usually fly that way, and I see them kind of far away. This one was coming at me. That was crazy. I haven't had coffee today. I don't know why I'm so energized. So this is a time to be seeking inner warmth and spending more time with the people who light you up and who make you happy, spending more time at home with family and friends. So yes, I said to be resting, sleep more. You don't necessarily have to wake up super early. I've been waking up at 5 a.m. and I've been liking it, but I think I'm already ready to go back to my 7 a.m. wake ups for a little bit until maybe springtime. But there is something important that I want to say, and that is to keep your body warm. So we have cool temperatures, and it's really important to balance the body through movement and through exercise. So do not put your exercise on hold because of the holidays. Make sure you're getting a lot of movement in to keep the body warm. That will keep you healthy during the season. Keeping your body warm also comes through your nutrition, if possible. If you haven't already, switch over to your winter diet. So it's close to a fall diet, kind of, with lots of earthy root vegetables such as potatoes or carrots, turnips, onions. Eat a lot of soups, a lot of warming foods. Eat grains, legumes, and put garlic, ginger, cayenne, warming foods into your diet during this time. This is optimal. This is what the East tells us we should be doing or at least certain Eastern traditions say we should be doing during this time. We have to switch the way that we eat in collaboration with the seasons, because our bodies have inner cycles just like nature has her own cycles. We have to honor those. So winter is kind of like a contraction, and I've said this before, in order to birth new versions of ourselves, we have to go through, just like birth, just like pregnancy, when it's time for a child to come out of the womb, to come into reality, there's contractions because there has to be expansions to allow for this new being to come into the world. So in order for us to birth a new version of ourselves, we're going to be feeling contractions. So any sort of challenges, just look at them as contractions and preparations in order for you to finally explode out and come into this world a new version of yourself, the person who you were always meant to be, the version of yourself that you're most proud of. And lastly, for the winter solstice, is that dream time might be more active during this time, especially if you're more on the intuitive, psychic side. Even if you're not, please pay attention to your dreams. Keep a dream journal. Dream work during this time is really, really powerful. So pay attention to what your dreams are telling you. Pay attention to what you're working out in your dreams, what emotions you're feeling, and just kind of keep track of what's happening during sleep time. Now, real quick, for my summer solstice babies, I'm sorry that you were neglected a couple of years ago, so I just want to tell you guys a little bit. So this is the longest day for you guys, right? So just like in the winter, I want you to reflect on the season that has passed or the year that has passed and prepare for the one ahead. While winter is such a yin time, yin energy, summer is the yang, the yang. It's the masculine. It's the time to burst forward. It's the fire energy. So you're in the masculine cycle of the year now. So this is the time for you to shine. This is the time for you to be outside and outwards. And you've been in rest for a while, and now it's time to truly bloom and let yourself be seen in a big way. This is a time of accomplishment, of celebration, of being out with friends and family. It's a time of traveling, of being expansive. It's a time of prosperity and learning who you truly are and fully stepping into it and being okay with everybody seeing that. This is also the season for growth and maturation. So you've ripened, right? And there's still more to go a little bit, but celebrate that. Celebrate the person you've become. You've come such a long way. So during this time, it's important that you get a lot of solar energy from being outdoors, especially being in nature, and especially from movement and fun activities inside the body. This is going to bring more meaning to the summer season for you, right? So be outside, especially in the time between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Allow some sunlight on your face. before 12 p.m. if possible. Even just 10 minutes gives you all those light codes into the skin, all those downloads. And 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Shine your heart towards the sun during this time. You're going to be getting some heart activation and solar energy deep in the heart, and that's going to be really nourishing for you. The summer shows us to flow with the seasons, just like nature does. So a big theme for this time is to just go with the flow with things, right? And there's a lot of fire energy. So there's fire as in momentum. So it is the time to go after the things that you want and make things happen. No plan B, just do it. And like we have a winter diet, we have a summer diet as well. So since it's fiery outside, we want to balance ourselves out with cool and light foods. So we want to eat fruits and veggies raw as much as possible, salads, sandwiches, uncooked foods, things like that. As far as manifestation during this time, it's all about going after what you want. So claiming what you desire, saying very confidently to the universe, this is the life that I want to have, and I'm expecting to have it, and I'm grateful that I have it already. And anchoring that in is going to be really powerful for you. So that's it for me today about the winter solstice and the summer solstice a little bit for my other babes from the other opposite side of the world, which is so weird, so crazy that we're just all over this little globe, just dancing around and doing different rituals and different ceremonies for different parts of the world. Pretty cool. Let me know what you're going to be doing for your solstice rituals and how you're going to be welcoming either the summer or the winter in. And please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I love you very much. Thanks for spending some time with me here today. I need to go eat something earthy and starchy. Maybe like a Buddha bowl with quinoa and sweet potatoes and pesto. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I love you. Until next time, keep your vibration way up. Bye!